betrayed or hurt us, especially when we didn't see it coming, it's hard to avoid the lack of trust that latches onto us and shadow us into our next relationship. In this week's video, I will share 8 rules to regain trust after you have had your heart broken. So, let's dive into it and talk about it. And if it's your first time coming up to this channel, so consider subscribing down below for more relationship content. So for anyone who has been through a relationship or a situation where they have been hurt, betrayed, lied to, had the rug pulled out from under them unexpectedly, lack of trust becomes the natural corollary to this scenario. When we then go into the next part of our lives fearing that it will happen again, and it's natural, and this is especially true in situations where there were things that happened to us that we didn't see coming, and then we live with this insecurity that, my God, it can happen, anything can happen, I'll never be safe, even in situations where you thought it was safe. So you can think to yourself that it can be happen again. And that rocks our fundamental sense of security in life, and it's not so nice. It can make us feel completely untethered, and it can certainly have the effect of making us not even want to invest in a new situation. So, what is the antidote to that? I want to make a practical video about how to deal with our own trust issues that we can be more in peace. So here are 8 rules for life for you if you are suffering from a lack of trust right now. So rule number 1 is give an amount of time and energy you are willing to lose. Some of our problems with trusting come from the fact that we feel like the stakes are too high if this person ends up betraying us. Alright? So, what if I end up losing all this time and energy and all of this love I've given yet again to be betrayed or hurt? But here is the catch-22, is that in the beginning we have to give some energy in order to get something off the ground. We can give nothing and wait for the point where somebody proves to us they're always going to be there, as if they're ever really reliable in that sense. But until you feel safe enough to give more, a certain point in the beginning we have to give some of our time and love and energy to see what this thing could be. But if we say to ourselves, what am I willing to lose? And we never really lose it in the sense that we're always learning, we are always growing. It's another experience in life, but lose in the sense of not ending up with that person. What's an amount of time and energy am I willing to give up right now to see where this goes? Ask yourself this question and then make peace with it. I see it like an investment, as you invest as much in a financial investment as you think you can lose comfortably. I am giving an amount I am comfortable giving to this investment. And the same is true in dating. I'm going to give the amount that I am comfortable giving, an amount I'm prepared to lose. Because once you do that, and once you've made that calculation in your head, then you can give it like freely, okay, from your heart. You don't have to go in squinting, worrying about being hurt, worrying about someone leaving, because in your head you have already made peace with that fact. If this doesn't pan out, I am prepared for this amount of time that have been invested in it. I am prepared for this amount of energy to have been invested in it with zero resentment at the end of it. Now, number 2, trust because it's your standard, not because it's always comfortable. I think that sometimes we confuse what's feel comfortable with when we should trust, but sometimes something feels uncomfortable, but we should still trust. If our partner or that person we are dating is going into a situation that we find a little threatening or intimidating, that doesn't mean we shouldn't trust. It means now we have to rely on something different to underpin our trust. In other words, what's underpinning our trust is no longer that I feel really comfortable. It's that this is my standard. I don't always go to the gym because I feel like going to the gym. I go to the gym because it's my standard for my health. And it's the same. Your standard for the health of your early dating dynamic with someone or the health of your relationship is high, then trusting here is just part of this standard. You don't do it because you're comfortable with it. You do it because it's who you want to be. Now, number 3, use trust as a way to make your relationship more beautiful. If you think about it for a second, one of the things that we do that's have negative side effect of not trusting is that lack of trust come to define the relationship itself. It's like the very thing we are most afraid of is the thing now we use to define the relationship. If you're worried about your partner going to some party where you think there is going to be sexy people, that it could be a treat, and then you say you are not allowed to go to parties, so it's not so nice. Even if your partner would have been in that situation and not done anything wrong, you are now defined the relationship as one that you believe your partner is that person. That now becomes the story of your relationship and you need to remember it. You just need to remember it. Okay? So that's about this part. So then don't let it define your relationship. Alright? So let's talk about number 4. Trust, because the alternative is futile. If you take that example between the example I give you in the third Klaus, okay? And okay, number 4, trust because letting go is sexy. When we can let go, when our partner is going out this evening with his friends and we can say, babe, have the best time, I'm so excited that you are getting time with your friends, have an amazing time tonight, that in the moment shows you to be so confident, show you to be not just confident, by the way, because sometimes we just, I don't know, we just lose it at the point. Confidence is important and it's extremely attractive quality, but that's also really attractive is the compassionate side of it, that I'm not making you going and having a good time with your friends about me. I'm showing compassion and love towards you and being generous with my energy, and even though I might have a little FOMO, even though maybe I wish I was there, even though maybe there's part of me that's uncomfortable with, what matters the most to me is that you have a wonderful time because I care about you. Now, number 5, don't let your demons define your boundaries. Let your boundaries be defined by your logic. When we have trust issues, usually we tend to think in very black and white terms. We think that there might be a danger in a certain area. So we take that entire area and we say to the person, that's off limits. Let's say it's your partner hanging out with a person of the opposite sex. In your mind, there is some danger of it, right? Your demons there suddenly start screaming, danger, but in essence, the real nuanced truth of what you're worried about is what if they're in the situation and the person I'm with happens to find this other person attractive and this other person finds my person attractive, and now there's some of undercurrent or flirtation between them. That's really what stresses you out. There's something going on there, some unspoken energy that the two of them are feeding off that ultimately is disrespectful of my relationship with my person. That ultimately is a betrayal of what we have and of me. Okay? So that's the part we are afraid of. It's nuanced. So the rule that we've created is one that is incredibly stifling, one that makes the person we are with feel boxed in and can lead them to catastrophic thinking about the relationship. Now, they are thinking to themselves, so because of this relationship now, I can never go and be in the same room or do anything with a member of the opposite sex. What does that mean for my life? Now, what's happened is this person start assessing the relationship through this lens, and it's not actually a lens that's fair to you, because the truth is, the more loving part of you realizes that is a nuanced issue. Your demons don't understand it. Your demons will define a radius for your boundaries that is completely unrealistic and stifling for your partner and doesn't come from a loving place. A key thing to do with yourself here is to ask, what part of this situation am I actually uncomfortable with? When it really comes down to it, we have to get honest with ourselves. Well, I'm uncomfortable if these two people have had a romantic relationship in the past. Okay. Then you talk about that. Or I'm uncomfortable if my partner is giving an energy to this person that they wouldn't give if I was in the room. Okay, that's great. That's a conversation to have with your partner, but these are all interesting things to communicate. And the way that your partner reacts to these kinds of things will tell you a lot about the strength of your relationship. Do they have a loving and compassionate response? You need to ask him. Do they have an incredibly grounded and reassuring response where they understand what you feel and also contribute to healing that part of you that is scared of that? Or do they agitate it and make it worse? You learn about your relationship through this kind of communication, but you don't learn a lot when it's binary. You can do this. There is no circumstance in which this is okay. At that point, the communication breaks down and it's begin to erode the relationship future. Number 6, trust. Not that someone will never hurt you, but that will be fine even if they do. In any relationship, we know that there is a possibility of someone, if not outright betraying us, at least deciding that they don't want to be there anymore. And sometimes we don't get any notice for that. Some of the most devastating breakups are the ones we don't see coming, and those are the ones that are really mess with our sense of security in the future. Now, because we don't see something coming, then we can carry with us we can carry with us a belief to the next relationship that this idea at any point the other shoe could drop. At any point this person could just decide they want to leave me, and I will be none the wiser until the moment where I get the punch, until the moment where all of a sudden that devastating news hits me. And that could be genuinely terrifying. But what we have to remind ourselves is I am a person who has different tools that I have in the past. I have survived it in the past, which means I can survive it again, and I can still find something new even if this goes wrong. There are still opportunities are waiting for me in life, even if this doesn't go according to my plan. So I'm going to trust, not in the certainty that this person will never hurt me. And by the way, we obviously want to make sure that we are giving love and investment and time to someone who has a good track record. But even in a situation where someone has shown us all the right signs, there's always the possibility that something could go just wrong. So trying to root our certainty in the idea that nothing will never ever go wrong is something that our brain logically knows is a shaky ground. The certainty can, however, come from knowing that no matter what happens, you are a strong and capable human being who has weathered a storm in the past and is more than capable. In fact, more capable than you ever been in the past at weathering them again. Now, and lastly, number 7, if you find someone you deem worthy of giving your trust to, love them so beautifully that if they break your trust, the loss will be greater on their side, because you walk away with the most loving person in the relationship that is yourself. Okay? So that's it. If you want to learn what is actually number 8, as I promised, go down below and watch the short video I made for you. Just click the link below, and then I will tell you what is number 8, and that's it. If you like this content, I really appreciate, and thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so happy for this, that you came here and watched this video. And that's it for today. I'll see you in my next video, and please consider subscribing to this channel. See you!